Spencer, where are we going today?
Oh, we're going to Vanity Right's Tattoo Parlor.
Do you want to like?
What are we gonna do there?
We're gonna film our short film on tattoos and what they mean in communication.
Ah.
Yeah. What do you think the importance of tattoos are to people today?
I think now culture's become one of, it's more accepted. So a lot more people are using them as expressions of themselves. A lot of people are getting them to relive a specific moment in time, the death of a family member, a friend, a birth, anything of that nature. Something that they did in their life that has some kind of significance.
That sums it up. Something about the history of tattoos.
Yes, I do.
Can you give me a little bit about that?
Yeah, I learned that, and I learned from last summer. Mystic Seaport did it was called Skin and Bones, and it was the history and the evolution of tattoos. Started, I mean, it really does start with like pirates and such, but really into like when Sailor Jerry came to be and all that good stuff was in the Navy. Different tattoos meant different things. If you had a swallow, it was you were 5,000 miles on the sea, or however they knots, or I don't know. A pig meant certain things, an anchor meant certain things. So it really stemmed from that. They were at sea for a long time. They, got bored. A lot of scrimshaw wood. The best example that was given, which I thought was fantastic because it's such the antithesis of a specific part of society, is the Macy's star. The William H. Macy, I believe, was the owner of Macy's, the starter of Macy's. That star was actually his tattoo.
Oh wow, I never knew that.
Neither did we. We were like, that is so cool because you think of like when you think of tattoos, you don't necessarily think of the upper echelons of society.
Yeah.
And there it was.
Interesting.
Yeah, I could show you my my religious arm, if you will. It's a process right now. It's not done at all. But what it is we have the chakras. It's yogic in Buddhism, and it's turned into more of a spiritual arm. This is Namaste, which means I bow to the divine in you. The lotus flower is representative of all of the chakras, the top lotus being the 1,000-petal lotus, which is pure enlightenment. Buddha, Lord Ganesha, Krishna, and then there'll be more here, and then this is actually Joan of Arc's signature. Oddly enough, I burned myself right above part, but didn't mean to. And this means a lot to me because in the past 5 or 6 years I've come into sort of my own on a spiritual level and really finding myself and again, sort of reinventing my beliefs and things. And Buddhism and yoga were a big part of it. As anybody else who's into tattoos and such, I wanted to somehow represent that, maybe as a reminder to myself as well as the beauty that it can be. Important pieces. It's more of an adult decision. It's more of, nothing that's, and I hate to say frivolous because I don't think a tattoo is frivolous, but in my history, this is one of the more grounded things. So that's, in my opinion, and in my experience, tattoos relate to communication. Again, like I explained with the history of the tattoo. Sailor went to sea and then they came back with, a swallow or 2 swallows. Someone who might know that might actually know that they were out to sea for so long. In modern day society, I think that it's almost a social step. The more elaborate the tattoo, the more of a story there is. It could also be like a coffee table book. It leads onto a conversation. Some people may or may not want to talk about them. That's fine. But I think that it's an expression of oneself, just like you would dye your hair a certain color, pierce your ears, or wear makeup, or a specific shirt that you're choosing to wear, your hat backwards versus forwards. I think in communication, it's all a matter of expression and how it relates to your world. I mean, I don't know how else to describe it, and I don't know if I'm hitting what you're,
No,
what you're
that's-
looking for.
That's
Does
what I
that
was
make
looking
sense? Is there
Yeah,
something?
I think there's a quote. Johnny Depp said something. My body is my journal. My tattoos tell a story, or something like that. Like something along those lines. And I really like that because it's true.
I
Like,
agree.
it's really just about who you are and why you get them, and also brings people together, which is really cool. So brought us together. I mean, we're working on our fourth one now in like a year. And
And I'm in love with this now.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Alright, you guys can.
We're good.